What's the deal, YouTube? This is your boy Ray Gamer 27, and once again, I want to thank you for joining my channel. And today, I want to talk about Nintendo. The reason why I'm going to talk about Nintendo is because it's just so sad that you got these older gamers out there that is still too blind to see the facts. They are too blind to see that Nintendo has fucked up, and they think that the Wii U is the best console of all time. Wow. But anyway, yes, the main reason why I've been I've been very harsh on Nintendo lately is because I just don't like what I'm seeing here. It is May. We are in May, the 5th month of this year, and again, we're not getting many games. You got what, Mario Party 10 and Kirby the Rainbow Curse that came out in February and March, but that's it. And those games I don't really like those games. Like, it doesn't appeal to me at all. So I know Nintendo, yes, they are a developer company too, but they can also get exclusives, like third-party exclusives to the system to avoid a lot of those droughts that we've been getting every freaking year. And that's why I said a long time ago that the Wii U is still too damn much money. $300 for a system that only get Nintendo games. They rarely get third-party support, but with Nintendo games, you probably get what, one every 3 months or something like that. It's sad, really sad. And I guess whenever the news with the Legend of Zelda for the Wii U got delayed till next year, and they not even gonna show us nothing at E3 2015, that I really got fucking pissed off here. And what inspired me to do this video is because I've been hearing, Burr Hugger and Dave's had enough. They got their own intake about the Nintendo system, and they got their own ways of expressing how they feel about the Nintendo system. And with me, I've been gaming since '91, so I've been gaming over 20 years, and a lot of y'all cats that's like, let's say y'all like 20, 21, 22 years old, like y'all didn't game on the Super Nintendo, so y'all don't know what was it like to have that great third-party support. Hell, even the Nintendo 64 had good third-party support. It didn't have, the third-party support wasn't as good as the PlayStation because they had all the games. And with the 64, they had a lot of third-party exclusives that made the system worth buying, because they have so many exclusives for that system. That what made it a great system, and it's very underrated. But let me name these games right quick on the Super Nintendo, because of these games that was on Super Nintendo, they are on other systems now, but besides Nintendo, and it's sad. Okay, you got games like Street Fighter 2, you got the Championship Edition, and you got the Turbo Edition, which that's sold better on the Super Nintendo than the Sega Genesis. That sold over 10 million combined. You got Final Fantasy 2 and 3, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, Final Fight 1, 1, 2, and 3, NBA Jam, Dragon Ball Z, Super Castlevania, Mega Man X, X2, X3, Fatal Fury, Super Goals and Ghosts, Samurai Showdown, Shin Megami Tensei, Super Double Dragon, Sim City, Tetris, Zombies Ate My Neighbor, Earthworm Jim 1 and 2, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, Super Bomberman, Contra 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Super Star Wars, Brawl Brothers, Doom, Fire Emblem, Mega Man 7, Ninja Gaiden, Paperboy 2, Prince of Persia 1 and 2, Space Invaders, Tecmo Super Bowl 1 and 2, Terminator 1 and 2, Wolfenstein 3D, and Rage. That's just a small portion. That was just a small portion of games that I gave y'all. And those was third-party games that was on the Super Nintendo. I didn't name no first-party games. Yes, with the first-party games, you got games like Super Mario World, which that sold the best, sold over 20 million copies. You got Mario All-Stars, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. So how come the Super Nintendo gets 3 Donkey Kong games, but the Wii and the Wii U only gets 1? I don't understand. That's bullshit. So you telling me that they get those three great games in that generation, but we only get 1 Donkey Kong game per generation? You got Zelda Link to the Past, a great game, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario Kart. Those are really great games that Nintendo provided us. But that little short list of Nintendo developed games, that's basically what we're getting now, a little short list of Nintendo developed games. But on the Wii U, the third-party support is almost non-existent, and fanboys are still damage controlling this. Like, oh my god. And let's go and switch to the Nintendo 64. Okay, you got games like Star Wars Episode 1, Racer. You got Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. You got WCW versus NWO Revenge. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Total Rock 1, 2, and 3. Great game. South Park, NFL Blitz 99 2000, NFL Quarterback Club, Killer Instinct Gold, Knockout Kings 2000, Mortal Kombat 4, WWF No Mercy, Rainbow Six, Ready to Rumble 1 and 2, and Resident Evil 2, Doom 64, Duke Nukem 64, Bomberman 64, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, WWF Attitude, NBA Hang Time, Wipeout 64, Rayman 2, Mortal Kombat Mythologies, Sub-Zero, Fighting Force 64, Sin and Punishment, NBA Jam, 99 2000, WCW Nitro, Rampage 2, Mega Man 64, Duke Nukem 0 Hour. That was just a small portion of Nintendo 64 games. Like, seriously, a small portion. So, my honest opinion, the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64 was by far the best Nintendo consoles of all time. And I guess with the first party Nintendo 64 games, you got Mario 64, one of the greatest games that ever came out. Star Fox 64, Mario Kart 64, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Super Smash Brothers, Yoshi's Story, Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, Mario Tetris, Paper Mario, F-Zero X, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So how come that the Nintendo 64 gets 2 Legend of Zeldas, but I'm pretty sure with the Wii U only gets 1, the GameCube only got 1, Super Nintendo only got 1. So how come Nintendo 64 gets 2? See, that shit like that pisses me off with Nintendo these days. You know, just like with the Super Nintendo gets 3 Donkey Kong games. Like, I'm a huge fan of Donkey Kong, and I'm a huge fan of The Legend of Zelda. Like, the more the merrier. I'm just being honest, the more the merrier. And you got Kirby 64, which I hadn't named. So, Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64 was the greatest Nintendo consoles of all time. And the GameCube was a decent console. You know, they still had third-party support, but they still didn't get as many games as the PS2, because let's face it, the PS2 is the greatest-selling console of all time. Ain't nobody gonna top that. If there is a system that's gonna top that, maybe the PS4 maybe give them a run for their money. They had all the third-party support. I mean, all third-party support. And you know, those little list of games that I gave you, like, that small list of games, it was still a lot more games that I just didn't feel like, you know, even writing down on my notes. And with the Wii U situation, it's not many games at all, not many third-party games at all. Like, seriously, you know, don't get me wrong, Nintendo they got some really great games on Wii U, like Super Smash Brothers, you know, Super Mario 3D World, you got Super Mario Brothers U, or the new Super Mario Brothers U, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You know, you got, second party games like Bayonetta 2 and Wonderful 101. And I didn't mention Pikmin 3, Hyrule Warriors, those are great games, man. Really good games, really good fun games, but it's just not enough. You know, we still waiting on that F-Zero to come in. You know, we still waiting on The Legend of Zelda to come. We still waiting on a lot of games. Like that new Kirby game we just got, that's not a traditional Kirby game. Like, I want a traditional platform Kirby game that I'm so used to playing. And Nintendo is like they just give us whatever, and fanboys are still going to praise and worship it, and they still going to damage control the situation. Let's face it, the Wii U it's a failure, man. It's a failure. It's not even at 10 million consoles sold yet, and the PS4, the PS4 and the Xbox One came out a year after the Wii U, and it left them dramatically, especially the PS4. It left them by a million miles, and that is downright embarrassing. Downright embarrassing, and these fanboys still want to praise Nintendo, and I see a lot of BS and a lot of shit that's going on that needs to get addressed, whenever I start addressing this shit, about a couple months ago, a lot of people turned against me because they calling me a fake Nintendo fan. I'm a hater, blah, 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 that. But I started gaming over 20 years ago. I know, about the great third-party support that Nintendo used to have. And the third-party support that they have these days is a fucking joke. and y'all will sit up there and fucking praise that shit, you know. And it just got to a point that a lot of these fanboys just, oh my god, they just, I don't even know what to say. It's just funny. You got guys like Dr. Feelgood, one of the most idiotic guys out here in this YouTube community. I'm sorry, I did not want to mention no names, but he just got to a point that he is no longer welcome to my channel, and he will argue with you. He will argue with you about everything, and every time I throw something back at him, he always he say stupid shit. Just like when I told him that online gaming is standard these days, and he said no, it's not. And he would keep throwing, with the whole Splatoon deal, he will freaking argue with you all freaking day. He will freaking write novels in your comment section trying to prove a point, but he told me he's 32 years old, and he called me immature because I'm, called me young because I'm, 28, like 4 years older, younger than him. But he's 32 years old, and you telling me he's 32 and he experienced all the great third-party support that Nintendo had back in the day, but he refused to address those issues. Like, are you serious? If you like in your late 20s and up, and you still want to damage control the situation, and still want to basically, not give out constructive criticism towards Nintendo, then you are a Wii U weirdo. I'm just being honest. You are a Wii U weirdo. I'm a real Nintendo fan, but I'm not no Wii U weirdo. That's like the new name for fanboys these days, for Nintendo fanboys, Wii U weirdos. That's funny. But no, I'm just being honest with y'all, man. I'm a real Nintendo fan. I love their games. And I said this for a long time, very long time. I just can't stand their freaking business practices. It's downright pathetic. And when you got, stuff like amiibos that's selling like hotcakes, oh, they could give us these amiibos, but when we want third-party support, and when we want, I didn't mention this, we don't have to get third-party support. Bring out your older franchises. Bring out, we want Star Fox, which I still don't know anything about it. All we got was a freaking blur. L-Zero, we've been, wanting that game for a long time. Of course, Zelda got delayed. We bring back games like Eternal Darkness. Bring back games like Turok that was very well supported on the Nintendo 64. A lot of great games used to be supported on the older Nintendo systems like Super Nintendo 64. But as I guess whenever the Wii U came out, it just wasn't the same no more. Even the GameCube got support, but with the Wii, since Nintendo decided to stay, I guess they wanted to keep the same power as the PS2 and the Xbox, that kind of ran off a lot of third parties because they couldn't run games like Call of Duty. Even though they did get another Call of Duty, they had to get a different one because they couldn't get like Modern Warfare 2 and 3, whatever. And games like Assassin's Creed, like Ubisoft, they don't want to sit up there and downscale that game for just a Wii and they know that the Wii audience is majority casuals. So stuff like that, those kind of business decisions is just downright pathetic. And don't get me wrong, the Wii sold a lot, but let's face it, y'all, the Wii was a casual system. I'm gonna repeat this one more time. The Wii was a casual system. Like, I don't know what to say no more. People still damage control. Let's talk about, look at the Wii sales. Yes, the Wii sold great. It sold great, but majority of those games was shovelware and games that cater to children and older people. So with the Wii U, y'all saw the install base with the Wii, and y'all saw the install base with the Wii U. Come on, y'all. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. The Wii U is a failure, but even though Nintendo is making a lot of profit, yes, they are doing really well, with profit wise, but as their home console system, the Wii U, it's a failure. And that's why they hurry up and gave us some news about this whole codename NX, and maybe it'll come out next year, or maybe it'll come out 2 years from now. But it's just to a point that I need to know something now. It's like this with this new Nintendo home console come out. I need to know, or they gonna get third-party support. I need to know the situation, because if it's gonna be the same situation as the Wii U, that I will wait. I will wait maybe a year or two so the Nintendo library of games, can stack up then I can go and buy the system and enjoy those Nintendo published and developed games, because I am a huge fan of Nintendo. But anyway, guys, I just want to give y'all my whole philosophy on how I feel about Nintendo as a whole. Like, basically, back in the day, they used to have a lot of great games, on the NES, SNES, and the 64. And I guess after the Nintendo 64, like the support, the third-party support went downhill. Even though the Wii so great, but come on, y'all, it's a casual system. Like, most of those games are shovelware, and with the proof of the Wii U sales, it tells you how the Wii was. It was a casual system, and the tablets, the smartphones, all these mobile devices got extremely popular. So, what's the point of buying a Wii U? And they already got their casual systems. And like I say, the Wii U it's a failure. And y'all could disagree with me all y'all want to, but it doesn't mean that I don't, like the system. Yes, I still like the system. I still enjoy a lot of games. I enjoy plenty of games. I'm enjoying, games like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 8, Hyrule Warriors being at a 2. Of course, Devil's Third coming out sometime this year. Legend of Zelda. Of course, it got delays coming out next year. It doesn't mean that I hate the system. I'm not going to troll the system. I still have love for the Wii U, but I'm just frustrated that I hadn't bought a Wii U game this year, because I done already played most of them, and games like Kirby and Mario Party 8 just doesn't appeal to me. Like I said a long time ago, if you don't like, basically, like, some of the Nintendo games, not everybody like those games. That's what third parties come in at and give you some of those games to avoid those droughts that the Wii U has been getting for a while, but it is what it is, man. And I just hate that the Wii U is in the situation that they are now. But that's why a lot of us real Nintendo fans have to voice our opinions. I mean, voice our opinions. Like, I guess with other people, I guess having an opinion is sort of like trolling. No, this is not trolling. I'm giving my constructive criticism, because I would hate for Nintendo to pull a Sega. Those two systems back in the day, Sega and Nintendo, was the shit. I'm just being honest. It was the shit. And with the business practices that Nintendo is doing, their home console will cease to exist. I'm not saying that Nintendo is going to stop making games. They might go third party. You never know if they keep doing what they're doing. And of course, they're going to still continuously and make handhelds, because their handhelds always sells great. But with the home consoles, the sales of the home console every generation, look it up. I don't even have to tell you. Go look it up. From the NES and all the way to the Wii U, the sales of the consoles dropped dramatically. Take out the Wii. The Wii is the number one selling Nintendo console of all time, but we know why. But like I say, go back and check the sales out from the NES to the Wii U. Take out the Wii, and the sales went downhill, and you will see exactly why I'm frustrated, and you see exactly why the gaming industry is treating Nintendo the way they are treating them. It sucks, man. It really sucks. But this video, I'm basically just giving you my honest opinion, giving you how I really truly feel about Nintendo. I love Nintendo. I love Mario. I love The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda is the very best gaming franchise of all fucking time. Nobody can beat The Legend of Zelda. I love Legend of Zelda. I'm just being honest. I really love it. And as soon as I'm finished with this video, I'm about to go play me some Skyward Sword. But anyway, guys, y'all just let me know how I feel about this video as a whole. I might piss some of y'all fanboys off, but like I said, y'all real Nintendo fans, y'all just understand where I'm coming from. Please, just understand where I'm coming from. And hey, let's just hope that Nintendo will actually listen to us one of these days, so we can actually get the kind of gaming system that us real Nintendo fans actually want. And I guess besides that, I guess my video is done. So I guess y'all go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos, man. Share it, because I want a lot of people to get this message, man. And once again, this is your boy Red Gamer 27, and y'all have a good day.